Hey everybody, this is Windigo Studios, and I'm here with my friend Paradoxial Parodies.
Hey there, everyone. This is Paradoxical Parodies, aka you can just call me Dave here for short because might as well just make this easier to remember, shall we?
Yeah. Today we are going to be talking about um, some a little bit of updates going on regarding the upcoming Rarity video that me and Dave are making together.
Yep, that is correct here, and this is going to be a fun little update. And I'm just gonna let Wendigo do the talking, unless he wants me to chime in every now and then for this part.
Well, I mean, you can say whatever you want.
Oh boy, yeah, that's true. But no, go ahead first. You're the main guy in charge of all this, so let the main man go for it.
So the process of the Rarity video is a little bit slow at the moment because our lives are killing us. We have like loads of stuff that we have to get done, and it's keeping us away from all this stuff. So that's why we haven't been doing too much, but we will get to work on it eventually. But
And
right now we are working on a script for the video, and Dave's doing most of the work for me.
yeah, you could say that, and not just only me here. I'm also the guy who's also been trying to make sure we got good enough music to go around with this because, well, let's just say if anything, the Rarity video is going to be um would you say a little bit more spectacular or something more than what the Pinkie Pie video was, you would say?
Well, I would call it more spectacular than the Pinkie Pie videos because it's going to have a lot more uh, like enthusiasm in it.
That
There's going to be a boss battle eventually, and there's going to be a lot more like accurate voices than the other one. I mean, the Pinkie Pie videos. Uh, the website I was using was Heisei, and there are times where I mixed text to speech with cloning my voice. Like I record with my voice, and I overlay it with the characters' voices. But the Rarity video is going to be different. I'm going to be using a different website for this, and
in
it's actually a lot more better than Heisei.
which says a lot because if there's one thing I would give the MLP fandom is this here. These guys are so dedicated to My Little Pony, especially Generation 4 here, that they made stuff like Hey Say and a whole bunch of other things. But what we found is something that, well, let's just say now we know where rejected like cartoons or whatever that one guy does all those like shit posts of author videos and things, that you see it on Instagram and things. Let's just say, man, it's going to be very accurate for sure, like how Wendigo said. And I got to
Yeah.
say, me hearing some of it even after, I'm like, I can't tell no difference. It almost sounds like we had the real deal, like voice actors here. And not just that, though, but there's none of that AI voice scratch sound. And if you guys know what I mean by that, then you heard a lot of AI, voices and how sometimes they struggle with either syllables, consonants, and other like wordings and such. And not we can hear that AI scratch sound. But with this here, boy, it is yeah. Makes it sound like we have the real deal here and all that stuff, if I'm honest.
You know, I was testing the voices behind the scenes, and the audio is fantastic. I mean, I haven't heard any scratches or stuff like that, and the accuracy of the accent and the way the voice sounds, I was extremely impressed.
Especially when you have to keep in mind that how British Rarity is. And if you consider that the voice actor plays, Rarity and Luna, and that is, one hell of a 180 for anyone who's actually seen the show. Yeah, the way how this website makes it sound, man, they actually get the accent down very well enough. Even more impressive with this is that what you could do emotions here with it. And Wendigo here did like a few tests here or so with Rarity's voice with some emotions here and there. And yeah, it sounded like it came from the actual show itself. That's how good this is.
Yeah, it really, really does sound like that. Um, there's anger, sad, enthusiastic. It has all these emotions that you can make them sound like anything you want. It's it's incredible. Um, so I don't remember if I said the name of the website yet, but it's called fish.audio.
No, you did, but that's what it is. And again, Fish Audio is yeah, we can see where like again, like rejected cartoons used and all that stuff. Because again, how accurate that is,
Yeah, I'm
even
pretty
though
sure that
go ahead.
I'm pretty sure that's where rejected cartoons got the voices from. Fish audio, because they almost exactly matched when I tested them. Uh, they just sounded they sounded way too close, or maybe they actually do. Maybe they are the same.
But the overall point is that yeah, Fish Audio. Yeah, I can see how this can replace stuff like 11 Labs and other things that other people have used and such. But really, I was impressed because, like, again, he did this with like Celestia, Luna, and hell, again, first it was Rarity and some other characters. And me and him did like a comparison from like the actual show to Fish Audio. Again, so damn spot on. It was just like I can't hear no difference, and that's a good thing you want in something like this.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's time to get to the main part of the podcast, and that's where how did I make Pinkie Pie's crazy road trip?
Oh boy, yeah, and I remember you showing me the origins of this, but I'll let you go ahead and describe it because I'm just going. Okay, yeah, B for B. Yeah, I see it. Okay, that's where you got that from. And not only that, though, okay, so you got this idea from here, but you changed it up a little bit. It's all freaking spot on and great.
Yeah. So, how did I make Pinkie Pie's crazy road trip? Of course, a couple of years ago, I did come across this channel called Starly Cookie, and her videos are hilarious as shit.
Yeah, they
Very
are.
freaking hilarious. Uh, she has these My Little Pony characters, uh, and they were screaming and cursing at each other, raging at Mario Kart and such.
And
Well,
that Mario Kart is just like the running gag. It's Mario Kart versus Twilight. It's been the running gag of that whole channel. But you know what? It is funny. I'm not gonna lie about that. Very
right,
funny.
but it's still freaking hilarious. And that kind of prompted me to make that similar kind of content for my own. But I didn't know what the plot would be for the video. So I looked up some other AI type videos. And then I came across this one called Wrong Turn, I think it's called.
Yeah,
And
I
it was
think
a,
it was called that.
yeah, yeah. Uh, it was a regular show type AI video. And it shows the three characters, Mordecai, Rigby, and Benson,
Yeah.
on the highway to this place that I can't say because it's I don't know if it's going to be suitable for YouTube, but they were going to that place, and
And for a little bit context here, if anyone's seen that episode where they have all three of them have to go cross country to get this golf cart repaired, because you know how it is in early regular show. Mordecai and Rigby just dick around and everything, and yeah, they ruined the golf cart. So they're going cross country through all this, and then this is when the AI failure kind of takes over from this point here.
Right, right. And there was one part of the video where Mordecai pulls up a map, and he said, "Dude, this is a map of Germany." And then Rigby pulls up the map, and it shows this. I don't know if I have no idea if I'm able to explain it because it's kind
Here,
of
I can help out a bit.
Ron.
So
I don't know.
well, for people who've seen it, there's a map of Germany, but there's also an anime reference of Asuka Langley from Neon Genesis Evangelion. She's on there. She's German. She's from Germany. There you go. There's part of it for you there. But as this video went on, it starts to go like really left hand turn because they end up at what was it, Martin Luther King Drive or something like that here or
Yeah,
something.
Martin Luther King Boulevard, I think. And then Benson was like, "Of all the places to end up," and then Rigby was like, "What's the big deal? It was just named after one of those Civil War dudes."
Civil rights, whatever.
Same damn. Yeah, but that was a funny part of the video, and the map part. That's where I got the map joke from, or I implemented into the Pinkie Pie video of when. Oh, what's her name? Maud, is it?
It was when so in your video when you saw it doing this, it was Limestone who was like reading the map and everything. But then, Mod is like, let me see the map. This isn't even a map of the United States. This is a map of Russia, of Russia, the USSR back in, I think it was like year like 1989 or something,
1985.
1985. So, a little history there for you guys. And that's where, the whole map thing happened. And once I saw that, I'm like, okay, so this is where you got the whole, map joke and everything, not just from, but switching around from Germany to Russia. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah,
still
but
have to question this here. One, how does she even get that map in a store of all places for it being 1985 Russia? Not only that, though, but why would they even have a map of Russia in the United States like that?
maybe she got it from a vintage shop. I have no idea. I,
Right,
I just randomly put it in the video, and that was that.
right. And then what were some of the other jokes that you also added from the what was it, the regular show AI video? Was there anything else from that there too as well?
Not that I can think of, but there is one joke that um, I think the My Little Pony fandom was overwhelmed with. Was when Starlight Glimmer was part of the government of the USSR.
Yeah, and if we're honest here, this is like before she's reformed. Communism means to be equal and all that stuff. I mean, again, the joke writes itself there, especially when you know how she was when she was before her reformed and how everyone has to be equal. Man, that's like a little bit of Animal Farm here. I tell you what.
Well, I never saw the full episode, but I see what you're talking about. The way that they explained it.
Yeah, pretty much. But then,
Yeah.
part one was short. It was a taste of everything. And then what was it? Then we get into what was it toward the end? It's like what a cop chase happens, and then that goes into part two.
Yeah. It continues on through there, and so they get chased down the highway, and the cop shouts through the megaphone, "Pull over now, or your ass will be rammed off the effing road." That joke was made up by me. I did not get that from anywhere else. I made up that joke.
Well, we can see that happening if we're gonna be real here. But of all things, they found this pink Chevrolet truck. Man, and that's a hot pink I ever seen in my life. I'm gonna tell you that right now. A very hot pink I ever seen in my life.
And
And
actually,
yeah, go ahead.
I did not even edit the color. That was actually a real Google image I found.
Yeah, and I had to look it up too. I'm like, did he edit this, or is there really such a that kind of a hot pink of a truck? And to my surprise, there was. It was that kind of hot pink, and I'm just going, okay. Beside Pinkie Pie herself here, who in the hell is going to be driving that kind of a color? But then again, what else do we expect here? Pink truck, Pinkie Pie. I mean, it just goes hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly, man. It just goes hand in hand together.
I guess the only person I would think about driving a pink pickup would be a Pinkie Pie cosplay.
Oh boy, just imagine that if you added that joke into the video and the cops like, "Hey, this is the wrong pickup truck. We went to the wrong one. Damn it."
Yeah. So while they were being chased by this cop, uh, the brakes failed and they drove off the road and they crashed into a tree.
And that crash sound effect, and of course, me being the nerd that I am, I'm like, "Hey, I know that crash sound effect. That came from Thomas and Friends." And of course,
Right, right.
I tell this to Wendigo because again, I'm not much of a nerd. I'm like, I know where this came from, just letting you know, and everything.
Yeah,
Because the only thing you were just missing for all that was the narrator saying, and if anyone's seen Thomas and Friends, was this here: there was an
right.
accident, but nobody got hurt, which we know that is all BS for that kind of stuff. But that's a side tangent.
Yeah, if it was real life, but no, actually, who was left behind?
That was not Marble.
No, 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 it was
No,
Marvel,
it was
right?
Marvel. Yeah. Sorry, God, it has
Yeah,
been a while here, guys. Sorry we kind of forget here because again, this was like over like what, a year or two ago by this point that this whole video was in production. So we're a little bit rusty here. So forgive us on this. But yeah, Marvel was left behind because she had to go to the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. But how
right.
she managed to get back up to the truck as fast as she did, I'm surprised.
She had to have ran. I mean, she had the GPS on her phone the whole time.
Oh yeah, and the GPS joke. How was that? You came up with that joke, didn't you?
Uh, yeah, I did. I did come up with that.
It still cracks me up of how make sure you before you go on the hike, make sure you put on deodorant so you don't smell like dog poop. Just okay. Well, thanks GPS. Thanks for telling me to put on deodorant. What next? You're gonna tell me while you are at it. Please go ahead and touch the grass. I said, touch the grass, kind of thing, and make sure I
You want
drink
to know what's
water.
funny?
Mm.
Uh, that computerized voice. That's the same one that's on that old website. Uh, I forgot what it was called, but that's the same software that they used for uh, it's that horror game, Kinito Pet.
Oh God. God. Oh shit. Yeah, I know exactly what show you're talking about now. My goodness.
Yeah, that's one of the oldest text to speech websites because also oh, what's that other voice called? Max something? I totally forgot.
It could be Max. I mean, it's such an old school like Texas speech thing. Like I don't know if it's like one of those like first ones I sang that one Daisy song, the one with the bicycle and things. I mean, it could be that kind of old if we're talking about that.
Right. But yeah, that's where I got the voice from for the her cell phone.
And
It's the Kanito pet voice.
and it just works perfectly just because, it's it's old school AI being a little bit of a smart ass. That's all.
Right.
And
so
go ahead.
so after all of this happened, they left the truck behind and they
After the
found
whole
this.
after the whole nincompoop joke and everything, and my god, how was
Oh
it
yeah,
funny?
I actually forgotten about that. But
You're welcome.
after that, they left the truck behind and they went to this random store in the middle of the woods called the Sun Shack.
My god, here we go.
That building was a random picture I found. And then I just took photo editor and I just typed in Sun Shack and I put it on the building.
It works.
Yeah. So when they entered the store, it was just a random like music type store inside, and you have to get ready for this joke. It's
Oh,
when
here we
Marble
go.
watches it's when she watches the TV,
Yep. This
and
this old joke.
it shows. Uh, very sorry if I forget their names. I haven't watched the video in a while.
It
Uh,
was Apple Bloom who was talking to her mom, but her mom was like all in like, the whole angel getup. The only thing you were missing was like the dress, but she had the angel wings, the halo, and the whole 9 yards and such.
oh yeah. So that scene there is a reference to that SpongeBob episode where
High
the
tide,
surfer
dude.
fish.
High tide, man. You haven't lived until you seen the high tide. And then as soon as he's going up, he does that surfer laugh and everything.
Yeah, it's that episode. Dudes, he made me experience high tide.
Oh,
Oh.
when when Wendigo showed me that clip, or when I saw that, I was just like, wait a minute. Is that a SpongeBob reference? It has to be, because I don't it just what would have been funny, and again, this is just more like messed up humor for us here, but it still would have been funny. Just imagine if she would have laughed like the surfer dude as she's flying up into into the heavens, so to
That would
speak.
be
And
so messed up if I put that in there. That would be so messed up if I put that in there.
well, it would have been funny as like, okay, Mrs. Butter, you can't not be laughing when you're going up. Like, what were you thinking? Like, imagine if that was like an outtake for that in first. That's an outtake movie
Yeah,
bit, because she's not supposed to have that laugh, but she thought of something stupid and funny that made her laugh as she went up.
hey, Mrs. Butter, that's not part of the. It's not part of the script.
Oh, we got to do this again for the umpteenth time. Here we go again, folks.
Make sure you stay silent.
Right. And then it's after that when they're looking for the power bank, because they're going in the store looking for the power bank. Then this is when Wendigo here show me, and keep in mind here, folks, from my point of view, I have not seen nothing of part two at all until we get up to the Weird Al joke here of all things.
The weird, the Weird Al joke.
Yeah, the whole what was it, the age joke thing and all that stuff. Remember?
Right. Yeah, because there are memes of Weird Al with Pinkie Pie, and that gave me the thought. Hey, Weird Al is like 30 years older than Pinkie Pie. How can he be her husband?
That,
But
and
of
then
course,
good.
it's the character that he voices in the show.
AKA cheese sandwich, in case none of you guys who have ever seen it. Yeah, Weird Al was in MOP as cheese sandwich, as pretty much the male version of Pinkie Pie being the party platter, pretty much in that sense.
The funny part is I had no idea this existed until I watched that Watch Mojo top 10 video. And then they said number, I forgot what number it was. And then they said Weird Al Yankovic as cheese sandwich. And I'm like, there's no freaking way he's in this show.
And sure enough, he was. And not just only that episode, he comes back later on asking for Pinkie Pie's help to get his laugh back and everything. But that's like way down the road of anything. I don't know if that Watch Mojo video ever mentions that, but yeah, they at least mention his first appearance about how they have this goof off duel and everything else. Excuse me.
That's what I saw in the Watch Mojo video that they were having that goof off type battle.
Yep, and it was from there is when you show me this here and you asked for my opinion of it. I'm just like, yeah, no, it pretty much checks out because if you're going by horse years, I mean, jeez, just
Yeah.
saying.
I mean, I've listened to Weird Al pretty much like half my life. And I this whole time I never knew he was in MLP. Never.
Well, and then you'll probably be surprised to hear this here too, but they also used to so in Transformers the 1986 movie, they used the song of Dare to Be Stupid song in there, if you can believe it or not. And they used the
That
song in
song,
there
by the
too.
way. I absolutely love that song. Dare to be stupid.
Stupid. It's just so out of place and random in that Transformers movie, but that's a side thing for itself. But yeah, when they go show me that, I'm like, yeah, no, that joke checks out here and everything else. Because see, here's the thing. I know some things about MOP Generation 4 or FIM, Friendship is Magic. I know some things about it here and there, okay? But when I saw he was making a weird owl like joke of it, I'm like, no, that makes sense. It works there for it. And it wasn't just only that though, but tell me this here. Do you remember that as soon as you uploaded that, part two of that at the same time, what happens that you saw? Weird Al standing next to a Pinkie Pie statue. You remember that coincidence?
Yeah, and that actually freaked me out because I uploaded my video the hour before he posted his picture of him sitting next to the Pinkie Pie statue.
Which is this like? What kind of coincidence is that now?
I have no idea. I have no idea if he saw my video and decided to post that, or it was just uh,
I
crazy
mean,
timing.
for real. But I remember you showing me that, and I was just like, dude.
Right.
But then we get on to the video, and then we see someone else who got banished from Equestria.
And that, my friends, is Simba. Oh, no, no, I mean Sunburst.
Oh boy. And yes, I will explain what I thought about that joke after Wendigo talks here a bit because I have a lot to say when it comes to that joke, and we ran with that.
Yeah. Ever since I made this darn joke, Dave has been just pummeling me with memes of this Simba Sunburst jokes stuff.
Well, yeah, because it can't be helped and all that stuff, but pretty much what ends up happening is that Sunburst just tells like how he got banished from Equestria. It was because, and I told this to Wendigo about Celestia and her loving freaking cake. She has this cake obsession. She loves cake, and I showed him pictures going. Well, Celestia here, she was caught like in a paparazzi kind of picture of her like about ready to stuff her face with a cake and all that stuff. It was just the most hilarious thing. So Summer's accidentally tripping, and then the cake splats onto Celestia's face. He gets banished and such, and I just went, "Yep, that's pretty perfect." But then what else happens there? When to go? What else happens?
So he was banished to Earth, and he goes to this. '90s modeled Walmart.
Very classic.
Well, I just like classic stuff, so I just found a random image of a '90s Walmart. So he goes there,
Mhm.
and the people at the store see him, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, that pony looks like Simba the lion."
But not just that, he looks like a nerdy Simba the lion.
Because of the glasses. Okay, now I have a bit of a backstory to this. I was
Alright.
not I was not originally going to compare Sunburst to Simba.
Oh, and who would how okay, I have to ask this. Who were you gonna compare Sunburst to, if anyone at all?
I was originally going to compare Sunburst to this Magic School Bus character named Arnold Perlstein. I think that's his name, right?
Yeah, I think so, but Arnold, the kid who first died in the first episode of the Magic School Bus and all that stuff. My God, his head being crystallized and everything. Can you tell that we are old, like 90s folk here, that we remember this stuff very well enough? Can you tell, folks?
I mean, I was born in 2005, and I'm enjoying '90s stuff. It's
Yeah,
because I grew up with it most of my life.
right. But yeah, you were gonna compare him to Arnold from the Magic School Bus. Yeah, that would have been funny, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but that's who I was originally going to use for that joke. I was going to compare Sunburst to Arnold, but because of the color scheme, the rest of his color scheme looked more like a lion. That would be Simba from The Lion King. So I
Yep.
went with that, and I just took an image of Simba and I just put glasses on him.
And I remember the first time I saw that, I'm just like, it made too much sense for Simba's to not be compared to Simba, because as I said at Judge Clayton in later on here, he not only does he have like the color scheme of Simba, but he
Voice.
yeah, his voice, well, it was like his tone and pitch is like Matthew Broderick, except at a higher tone or a higher pitch, or however I said it. And when you think about it, it kind of does sound like it. And the only thing I was just missing for some was to be like, hey, look, my last name is Sertopoulos. And if you know where that where that joke is from with Matthew Broderick being in there and all that stuff, man, you have watched a bad version of Godzilla. Let's put it that way. But for those who don't know,
Yeah, yeah.
that joke is from 1998's Godzilla, and Matthew Broderick played this professor of Sotopolis and all that stuff. And everyone keeps messing up his name and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it was
Right,
just
right.
it was just funny just to see him, Simba's being compared to Simba. And after this, I went ahead and be like, "Hey, you know what I'm gonna do, Wendigo? I'm gonna post this on the My Little Pony site, Reddit, the meme Reddit, and my God,
Reddit. Yeah.
it got a lot of attention from there."
You showed me, and I was shocked.
And it's like, how can you not, you know,
Yeah.
could not compare it? Because I
I
mean,
mean,
it makes too much sense.
it does. I mean, the meme says, "What's the difference between this picture and this picture?" And then the bottom just says, "They're the exact same picture."
Yeah, pretty much. I made that meme because again, it just works so well, and I thought it was like the funniest joke in that whole thing. And
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then
you would not stop sending me these memes of between Simba and Sunburst.
but it just works so well. But again, Wendigo allowed me to do something great later on for that, but we'll get to that part when we get to it. But
Right.
then,
Yeah.
Sunburst being the smart guy that he is, $400 for a power bank. My God. 400
It,
bucks.
that joke, I made fun of the higher prices in the US because our government sucks. They
Yeah.
just play around with money and they raise prices and they claim that they want to lower the prices, yet they haven't done that because all they're doing is going Mortal Kombat on each other. It's just a mess. It's just a complete mess.
Yeah, and not just that though, but it's just like, well, was that joke a meta reference or not now? Considering how things are, but that's beside the point. But then out of nowhere, just as soon as that happens, what does Pinkie Pie do? She says, "Oh, hey, don't worry. I have $400 conveniently that I stole from the cash register." the
She
way how
stole money out of the cash register.
$400 even, like, how convenient. But the way
Yeah.
how Limestone's like, if you do one more illegal thing, I am going to strangle you. And it was like almost going into that horror, like, I'm gonna get you if you keep doing this here. Cause let's be real here. It is kind of Pinkie Pie's fault for all of the shenanigans to happen. She stole the truck. She crashes it because of the whole police chase that happens. And yes, Limestone takes blame for that too, but Limestone had the map. That was bad. Again,
Mhm.
how?
Well, uh,
But yeah.
who's the oldest? Who's the oldest of the four pies?
Oh crap. You're asking the wrong person. I think that is Mod. I think. I could be wrong. Like I'm tempted to look it up and I might do that on my phone real quick here, but I would think
Yeah,
it's
we're
Mod.
we're not big My Little Pony people, so we do apologize if we do get some of the facts wrong. But the oldest one would have to be the more responsible because they own all of the funding and stuff.
Okay, so get this here. So apparently I was wrong. No, the oldest one is Limestone of all people. I thought it
Oh,
was
yeah,
Mod. Well, I was wrong.
it's rare for you to be wrong.
Hey, I might be a walking, talking Wikipedia here, but sometimes I get things wrong. I'm only human, man. Just leave me alone. I'm sorry.
And they say AI is going to make everything better. No, it's not.
No, but if it did, um, yeah, that'd be a different story. Unless we're gonna be like Larry from VeggieTales making that joke. Yes, you know that joke I'm talking about, but that's beside the
Oh,
point.
is it that one where he says, in the future, entertainment will be randomly generated?
Yes, it is that one. And all I have to say to that is, why did Larry have to be right? Why did you have to be right, Larry?
Did he learn from The Simpsons?
No,
Hmm,
here's a better question. Did he
I
did he
have
take the
no idea.
Simpson did he take the Simpsons crystal ball that they have and just say with his invisible hands be like, let's see the future, am I right? And somehow he was.
Right. So I was going to talk about how I made the screen go dark.
Oh
I
yeah, we'll
uh,
get
I
into that. Go for it.
I used these keys. Um, I forgot the name of them, but I separated the keys and I put one on the normal light, and I put the other one at the I toned down the brightness, and with the two keys together, when I played the video, it will stay light for one part, and then as the video played on, it would get darker.
Right.
So
And
that's kind of like a few tips if you want to edit. You can take both these keys, and if you want to make the scene go, if you want to make the scene go dark, you just do as I said before.
right. And then this is what we're getting into, Sunburst helps out the guy as being the hero that he is. Even though Limestone thinking that, Limestone n- having the bad thoughts that she does. We don't know
Yep.
if we could trust him or not. He he might be trying, it might be he might be trying to do whatever kind of thing. It's a safety precaution, guys. But sorry here, guys, we can't get line for line, but limestone trying to be responsible, and I use that in air quotes, especially what happens later.